What up, everybody? Oh, it's a new face. It's a new face.
It's a new face, but an old face.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's my face.
Exactly. It's the main host. It's that guy. It's Kendall, everyone.
Hello.
But
regardless,
yeah, I have my questions for you too.
You have questions for me, gang?
Yeah.
All right. It's interesting. We had just posted your questions last week. That's so interesting.
Yeah, I know.
Interesting.
I know. Now it's your questions.
I wonder if they're going to be different questions or similarly akin questions. Totally prepared for one of these.
Maybe not. But we'll start with something simple. Who are you, and where are you from, man?
Who am I? I'm from Michigan. You know, I was born in Cleveland, Ohio. You know, came to Michigan. Came far into Hills, Michigan. You know, spent most of my young years in Metro Detroit, hanging out. You know, came out to Kalamazoo about 4 years ago, and now I'm stuck here. I drank the water too many times, and now my brain won't let me leave or get too far out of the city.
Don't drink from the well.
And now I'm addicted to the little 269. Who am I? I feel like I am a multifaceted individual.
Okay.
I'm growing and changing, and the answer is evolving about a lot as I've gotten older. I would say a lot.
Okay.
I think my identity has taken shapes and forms. I don't know if I've been shedding or expanding some of identities. You know.
Okay.
Not to say that I got like a split personality. not everything, you know, is always at the forefront. But you know, I'm a human. I'm a spirit being. Yep. You know, I got a soul.
Life's a journey, so you're gonna keep growing.
I'm a black man. You know, that's a big part of my identity, and I got a degree now. Shout out to me for doing that.
Well, Mr. Newly graduated scholar, why did you want to do the podcast? What was the purpose?
It's so some things that I'm a weird person, weird fuck, right? So I used to hate podcasts. I used to not understand them, but I found that the things that I used to hate, as I grow, I end up loving or leaning on those things, and they end up being great teachers in my life. So a podcast is one of those things that I never quite understood for a while. I was like, bro, I only got 24 hours a day. I'm gonna spend about 7, hopefully 9 hours of sleeping. Why would I spend any time of that day listening to another nigga talk? Why would I ever do that? But then I was going through a period of my life, and I had this weird neighbor that I used to live next to at campus court.
Fucking weirdo, that guy.
Bro, man, you should hear him laugh. Right? Like, you can hear him before you see him. And we were going through a period of growth where we needed to, you know, much as I believe that there's all the answers are inside of you, we needed more information and more growth. And we weren't at the phase we were about to crack open books and get straight to it. So we leaned on podcasts heavily. You know, we leaned on the different teachers and different people who are maybe not necessarily degree holders, but they were farther along the journey that we're hoping to begin, or seeing what was for us and what wasn't for us. And it's such a powerful teacher, a powerful tool for me that I saw myself resonating with this type of storytelling. That's what I see it as too. Storytelling has been a part of our community for so long, and this type of digital storytelling that's real, it's in person, it's raw, it's slightly censored. Shout out Patch.
You already know.
Getting our shit, you know, with maybe bleeping certain things out depending on how many times my mom watches. But yeah, and so now that we got this going, I created the Smokehouse about 5 years ago, and it was a platform that I had a post where this is going to be a place for learning and understanding, for hearing and also telling and sharing. And so this is me holding true to that promise to myself all those years ago, and finally doing something tangible.
Okay. Well, I feel like you already answered this question a little bit with the storytelling, but what do you hope to bring to the community?
Man, there's so many things I want to bring to the community. liberation, sovereignty, food rights,
these things that we need.
these things, free rant to the community, but
what's up?
But for us and for our journey, for the podcast, for Smokehouse, I want this to be a space where we have our friends here, where we have people next to us to, again, have that journey, have that space to storytell, share our stories, share our experiences, but also not to persuade, but to inform people that there's more to what we've been indoctrinated and forced to believe. There's more than what's in our close-knit circles. There's more to life than what meets the eye. Shout out Optimus.
Yeah, shout out Optimus Prime. Yeah,
shout out that boy.
More than meets the eye.
There's so much truth to that, and that if you don't take the chance to, go beyond what you've been taught, you're going to be sheltered in your own ways. But that process to break free from that, I don't think that's something people should be doing alone. There should be a space to do that among friends, among community. Yeah, where there's no shame, there's no guilt attached to that. I think for a large part of my journey, I was doing that. So, I almost hit the closet, but behind closed doors, I was doing it though.
I wasn't in the closet.
I was doing it behind closed doors. I just realized there was no need, because there wasn't space for that. I wasn't. It wasn't in my vicinity, and this is a chance for me to provide that space. People to explore new ways of thoughts that's uncomfortable for them or new to them.
How important do you believe this space is to have to a community?
I think it's vital to the community to have a space to do that. I think when it's digital, it allows it to be shared more, but we have a space here. Shout out Black Magic Media.
Yep, shout out Black Magic
Media. So we have a physical space where we can come and have those conversations and be the change we want to see in the community. Whether that's, personally in here, what's one of the, not the most famous quotes, but one of those famous lines that the liberation won't be televised, because it happens in here, it happens internally.
Yeah.
Because in that process of liberating yourself, decolonizing yourself, doing that amongst friends, amongst brothers and sisters, is so essential for people's mental health and spiritual health and going through that process.
All right. I like that.
Yo, it's Kendall.
And it's Patch.
We are both members of CSE, Chasing Stars Entertainment.
Yes, sir.
I am a part of the team, and he is part of the team.
I'm part of artist development. Say your section, bro. Say your section, gang. What?
I am also part of artist development.
Yeah, man, bro. What? Say the section. Shout out Chasing Stars. All right,
big brother.
Let's get back into it right after, after that little siesta break. What made you want to share your story and your experiences?
I think that everyone's story is beautiful and deserves to be cherished and deserves to be shared and expressed. And there should be a platform for people to feel safe expressing their stories. That's what I think. But for me personally,
not everybody else.
I've had a hell of a life. I come from two parents who have blessed me with a variety of experiences. I've taken it upon myself to really explore and challenge myself to continue exploring what this world has to offer, whether that's through just knowledge, experiences, conversations, books, all of the above. And I think sharing that with people has been a blessing in my life, and sharing my voice has always led to better opportunities. And so I feel like that there's opportunity to do that, through this enterprise, through this, this podcast. And I think there's no reason why I shouldn't take part in that. Everybody and their mama has a podcast these days.
Yeah, it's true.
But I don't think everybody and their mama has a space that they're opening up for people to come really talk about stuff. That I think, as I go out, I go out and fish for other podcasts to listen to that are really engaging with conversations that we want to, bring onto the platform. But really, for us, to be able to do this, it's not as much about sharing my experiences, but bringing it to the table. I think we're really just creating the table. I'm not trying to hog the mic. No. I mean, I probably will. But this is just really creating the table. You know, I hope to bring my experiences and share what I can, but I really want I want iron to sharpen iron. So I want people to, you know, challenge me and engage with me in a real critical, deep way that we often don't get in day-to-day conversations.
No, yeah. I was about to say, this is a space to have more advanced conversation.
Yes, and that's really the space, because you don't get that in a lot of day-to-day conversations.
Oh, you do not.
Or the bar, and then, you know, I don't be there.
No embark. We don't do that.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, man, what made you want to embark on this digital journey?
Well, you know, again, so like 5 years ago, I created this page because I was going through a deep change. I mean a deep change. I mean, a nigga was crying, grieving, raging, saddening, happening, enjoying, all at once. I was in the woods for days. I wasn't eating. I was fasting. I was going through it, bro.
Bear Grylls.
I was Bear Grylls. I went home at night, but I would go back to the woods.
Exactly. For the love of the game.
For the love of the game. I didn't know who I was. I was trying to develop a new identity and build my absolute truth from the ground up. And in that process, I just knew I wasn't alone. You know, I look around and I'm like, I try to find people who are genuinely doing well. And I haven't found many people who are really, nigga, don't laugh.
Wait, they're about to be telling me, they're about to tell them niggas I'm laughing. I haven't found people that are genuinely not well.
I think we might be niggas. We might be folks.
I was laughing kind of at myself. I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't laughing. I wasn't laughing at other people.
So what I said is that there's people who are going through a lot of tough times. I knew I wasn't alone, but there aren't a lot of people there are people, but not everyone's really taking tangible steps to change that truth for themselves, to change where they're at. And like, not everyone has the same level of agency that I've cultivated to be able to begin that process. And I want to share what that looks like outside of just like modern day therapy, outside of just going for a walk and touching grass. What does it look like to make and be a part of positive change in your community? Because it's not just about touching grass and going back to work. It's not just about meditating and going back to work. It's about making tangible changes in the community, but being a part of that. And that's where the fulfillment comes. So we're going to invite people on to talk about what they're doing in the community. We're going to be able to showcase what we're doing in the community. It's going to be, you know, a journey. That's why it's almost a little bit more than a podcast. It's a smokehouse.
That's true. Now, I guess I'm gonna pinpoint this point. Why specifically digital?
Because one thing that I am bringing to Black Magic Media is something that it's going to be a podcast-like space. We're going to have like a talking circle, and that physical space is important for me because it's something I can actually make friends and build community for. But not everyone's in a space in their lives, mentally and spiritually, where they're going to be able to get to the place. Get to a physical space. You know, some people are at a spot where they're just, you know, they're not the biggest point of the day, but their hardest, you know, challenge is, you know, taking care of themselves. So they can just tune in to what we're doing here. That's their first step in getting out of the door. The first step in, you know, changing their mindset can just be tuning into what's happening and not necessarily being able to, you know, ready to go to the space just yet.
Well, all right, man. I think that's solid for you, man. Your questions,
Thank you.
I believe this wraps up
man.
The Smokehouse interviews. Yeah.
Tune back for next week. We're gonna talk about some stuff.
Yeah.